Councilman's comments. Mr. Tisch?
I have none.
Mr. LoCicero?
How are you doing on time?
Well, we kind of cleared everybody out, so.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because I wanted to speak to some of the lessons I learned tonight. But before I do that, I wanted to let people know, you still have film going there?
Yes, it's still going.
Okay. Canfield Neighbors, September 17th, which last Sunday's edition, they conduct polls. And the poll they're conducting now is, how do you feel about the fall leaf service being reinstated this year? That's the question to Canfield residents, and the results will be in next Sunday's edition. And as many of you out there as possible ought to respond to this, so we have a better idea of the kind of decision we made. That's number two. Sorry that the Chief isn't here. Last evening, my wife and I attended the communication forum on November 8th about the police levy. The meeting was opened by a levy committee member, Courtney Larson. The question that they answer is, why should I support the Canfield police levy? That's the opening slide, and the answer is, was I think answered very effectively with facts, right? And I understand it, as Chuck said, there's 3 more meetings, and I encourage people to go to those meetings so that they can hear facts, because this decision we're going to make in November is probably one of the most important decisions citizens will make in this city in a very long time. And if you're going to rely on rumor and innuendo, you're doing a disservice to your neighbors. Get the facts and then make an informed choice. If you can't afford it, everybody understands that. But it's important to get the facts and make this decision with facts. The last thing I want to say, and I know the clock's ticking, is I learned quite a lesson tonight, and I want to apologize to my colleagues up here, because I and Bernie, when the decision was made not to put that gate in, right? Bernie and I really twisted Joe's arm and said, hey, let's do something to speak to the interests of the people who we disappointed. At least I felt we disappointed. And I think the biggest mistake we made, and this is a lesson for me, is when we do something like this again, and I've been a proponent for communication, and I should have known better, but I felt this was so right that they were going to come here tonight and say, thank you for slowing traffic down and protecting our children. I was totally caught off guard, and I apologize to my fellow council members, because these 3 guys had nothing to do with it. Okay? And I want people to know that. I'm sorry. Sorry to the people in Timber Run that we weren't more open about it. But the reason I got emotional was my motives seemed to be challenged. And that kind of struck a nerve with me, because I only want this city to be safe. And children and elderly people, like myself, especially. That was my motivation. I screwed up, apologize. And I think that lesson I'll take that one forward. Thank you very much for listening.
John?
Joe, I commend you, because we're a group here, and we do whatever decision we make collectively, we make it collectively, and then we all stand behind it. And so Friday, when I got this packet, there was nothing on here about a roundabout. When I walked in here is the first time that I heard that. So I commend you for clarifying that. I thank you for doing that. I think we've heard enough objection from people that would say we're not putting the roundabout in. I think there was some lessons that were learned, though, this evening, right?
I did, for sure.
We need to be on the same page, and Mr. Volnick said it best, when all stakeholders are informed. So, that's really all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor?
The people have spoken.
Okay.
You know, one other comment with regard to that. One of the horns of the dilemma that you end up on is, how do you know whether all the stakeholders have been communicated
Right.
with? And are you getting input from all
Right.
of the stakeholders?
Yeah.
Which is
Well,
a difficult issue.
yeah,
And-
and the point is, walking in here and learning about it.
I agree.
I would have probably voted no for it, just on the fact that I knew nothing about it. I didn't talk to anybody to get any input, so.
I didn't think it was a decision for the council.
It's not a decision for council.
I thought that was Joe's,
Yeah.
we lobbied Joe heavy.
I think what happened tonight, council told Joe, we ain't putting that thing in. That's what I think.
That's our, I agree.
But Chuck, to your
Let
point,
me clarify something. If they come in here with an appropriation amendment for money to put that in there, city council has a say in it.
yeah.
Don't say city council doesn't have a say in some of those.
Chuck, a comment to your comment. The reason we get the big bucks is we act on that which we know. I saw people here, only one guy said, I'm halfway in favor of this. He wasn't even wholeheartedly in favor of it. And thank you for your comment. That's why we get the pay we get, buddy.
Thank you, and I just have a slight comment to make also. What I've learned tonight, I think I've learned what everybody else here learned also. John, I agree with you. I came in the same thing. I've heard about this before. Today I didn't know that it was going to be acted upon. I just kind of felt the same way. Second. And third, I think the situation that we ran into tonight, again, and I don't know, again, how we need to fix this, and everybody left here now, and that's kind of the problem here. But again, we don't have a good communication problem, or communication with the public, with the people of the city of Canfield. And I don't know how we can open up the communication with the people in the city of Canfield. Obviously, there's some kind of barrier, and I don't know why information is not getting to the citizens of Canfield. And I don't know how to fix it. We say we put it online, we say it all the time, but for the most part, this is what we have in front of us. And I made that clear tonight, I think. And it's very frustrating because we got sideswiped and we got hammered for no apparent reason tonight because people weren't informed. Although I thought we informed people. So again, I don't know, moving forward with other bigger issues, how we're going to do that if we're still not communicating to the public. And I don't know how to do it. I don't know what the answer is. And I don't know what the answer is to the street, because everybody on the street wants something different.
The trap I fell into was, I thought this would be a non-issue. Honest to God, that's how bad I
This
missed
is a non-issue. For the four people remaining here, for the 4 people remaining, this did not need council approval. This is a city manager decision. He was going to do it.
I learned
The
about
folks that came in told council, and we in effect acted unofficially, if you please, not with an ordinance or a resolution or a motion.
try to solve a problem.
But we heard what you said. That's the way the system's supposed to work. Come to more meetings.
Hey, and it's going to work because we're not going to do it. Another thing I learned, if I would say, once you make a decision, then you'll get a room full. That's what happened the last time.
Close roads, right?
Close the roads.